and welcome back to a brand new episode of trying to find some delicious Asian food in and around London. Now, my next series was received so well that I'm back with a brand new series, and this time I'm going to spread my wings and going to try find some delicious Indian food as always, but also a bit more Asian food. Some places that need your attention and love, that are serving amazing food, not to be missed. And today's restaurant is just such a place. I have brought you to Sambal Shoik. We're going to go inside, speak to Mandy, the owner and the person who is behind this delicious restaurant. So let's go in, try the food. Before that, don't forget, subscribe, hit the bell button, and let's get cooking. Oh no, let's get looking. Hi Mandy.
Hi Chetna.
How are you?
I'm very well, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, I want to know what made you start this amazing place?
Well, 10 years ago, when I first started in food, Malaysian food was severely underrepresented in London, and it continues to be, I think. And I used to be a corporate lawyer. Totally different to what I do now. So originally, actually, my business was in street food, a chicken satay burger.
Okay.
That really spearheaded my whole food journey. But over time, my customers wanted me to open a restaurant, so that, you know, we're in London where the weather can be a bit dodgy, you know, rain and snowing. So they wanted me to open a restaurant, and they also wanted me to serve laksa. That's when I started doing the laksa bar as a pop-up restaurant for the first time in 2015, like literally 10 years ago, and opened this restaurant in 2018, Sambal Shiok Laksa Bar. Yeah.
So what does Sambal Shiok mean?
So sambal is a Malaysian chili sauce, and we have like thousands of different varieties. And shiok is derived, I believe, from the word shock, but shiok is Malaysian slang for awesome, or when it comes to food, amazingly delicious. So amazingly delicious sambal.
Only that is a great name then.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's stuck, and I love my chilies, so you know it's appropriate.
Oh, good.
For me.
So do I. So I'm looking forward to meal tonight. So tell me, this menu, was it really difficult to narrow down to those specific dishes?
I always knew I wanted to do laksa.
Okay.
So my signature curry laksa here is very specific to me. I've never used a commercially made paste. I make it myself. It's a recipe that I created. So there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different recipes for laksa in Malaysia. Malaysia is a multicultural country.
Okay.
We have the majority Muslim people, Malay Muslim people, the Chinese like myself, Indian, and also Eurasian and tribal people. So it's like this melting pot of cultures, which makes our food so diverse and varied. You know, I honestly believe you can have a different meal for every single meal of the day in Malaysia for at least a year. That's not a problem.
See, even I wouldn't know that.
Well, because you know, we're magpies, you know, over hundreds of years of migration and integration. You know, we look at what our neighbours, or smell what our neighbours are cooking, taste what our colleagues have brought into work, and we think, oh, I like the look at that, and we mix it up. So actually, my laksa is, I believe, originated from the Chinese tradesmen who migrated to Malaysia in about the 1400s, intermarried with the local Malay women. And so, you know, laksa is a spicy noodle soup, and Chinese love noodle soups. So I imagine it was the women in those days. They thought, okay, well, my Chinese husband loves noodle soup, but I love, you know, curry spices, and we have the indigenous chilies, coconut, ginger, garlic, galangal, tamarind. So I'm gonna make something for a spicy noodle soup. And so I was born in Kuala Lumpur. We have a specific curry laksa, which is, I think, a bit milder and less rich than the one I do here. And then in the north of Malaysia, we have Penang, which has a very different laksa. So Malaysia has 14 states each state has its own laksa. So Penang, its laksa is called the Assam laksa. Assam in Malay means sour and usually from tamarind. So this laksa is very different to the curry laksa. It has no coconut milk, made with a mackerel stock with lots of aromats, lemongrass, galangal, laksa leaf. So it's really fragrant, and if you like fish, it's the one for you. Lots of fresh herbs and vegetables on top. So my curry laksa I created from a version that I had in Malacca, which is another major city in Malaysia, which is my dad's hometown. Now, Malacca is a Peranakan stronghold. Now, remember I talked about the Chinese tradesmen who came into Malaysia and intermarried with the local women. So Malacca is one of these strongholds because it used to be a major port city. So it has a very strong Peranakan culture and people. And the Peranakans have this particular laksa in Malacca, which is a Nonya style laksa. And it's a mixture of the KL curry laksa and the Penang Assam laksa. So it's very unique, and even some Malaysians that haven't been to Malacca may not have tried it. Yeah, my point is that my signature curry laksa is absolutely my best-selling dish and is completely personal to me. I love my chilies, so I don't de-seed them. Any chilies, you've got the fresh chilies, dried chilies, chili powder, and default we like it hot. But at the same time, we do allow customers to customize. So we have a completely separate mild broth, laksa broth, which is more similar to like a Singapore style laksa, which is much more coconut milk, much milder. I always wanted this restaurant to be able to serve everybody. You know, you come out and you're with your friends and family, you want everyone to be welcome. Correct, that's what we do. And also I have a completely separate vegan laksa broth, because the traditional broth has a lot of shrimp elements, shrimp paste, dried shrimp. But again, I wanted my restaurant to serve everybody. So our vegan broth swaps out the shrimp elements for miso and tomato paste for added umami.
So these are your
these are my fenugreek crackers. Yeah, so they're basically methi puri, but I've added sesame seeds and made them crispy. Then you have our crispy cabbage charred with our ginger and spring onion sauce. Really delightful. In the middle is our gado-gado salad, which is again my untraditional take on a Malaysian dish, because in Malaysia it's very, very substantial. I love the gado-gado salad. And then our Malaysian fried chicken in the corner there, and our very famous peanut sauce, our tomato sambal behind, and everything on that plate is homemade from scratch, house-made from scratch, I should say.
So these are all their broths for the laksa. Hot one, mild, vegan.
You're right. Yeah. Wonderful. That smell to me immediately takes me back to Penang, just the hit. And this is really delicious, but you have to stir it into the broth because it just adds the final touch, roundness to the laksa. So we often get asked by new customers, how hot is hot for our laksas? And I always turn the question back to them. Do you like your chilies? If it's immediate, like the face lights up, like yours did, I will always recommend our signature laksa hot. But otherwise, the nasi lemaks are fantastic because the sambal, like you see, you can see it's on the side, so you can, yes. And generally, the this chicken dish is on the milder side. So
you can actually tell by looking at it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am finally here with the food. Everything looks, smells incredible, and the fact that you've made everything from scratch makes it more exciting.
And you know, my team works so hard and does such an incredible job. I'm so proud of what they're achieving here. It's nice, right? And it's just perfect and refreshing. If you can't take your spice, I always recommend this trick because it just helps to cancel out any chili.
It's similar to what rose drinks you would get in India. Not like the classic rosa we have, but I think there's not enough rose stuff out there. I love rose.
So do I.
That is so good and refreshing.
Oh,
I can understand. Cheers.
Welcome.
Thank you. And you said this is made with rice milk.
It's rice milk, so it's totally vegan.
I can really taste the fenugreek.
Yes, and I wanted basically our version of a prawn cracker, but you know, that's very accessible and recognized as a cracker, but not prawn. So it needed to be vegan.
And that you said is
our
spicy
tomato sambal, and it's actually in the recipe for that is in my second book, Simply Malaysian. So that's from
spicy. But
good spicy, I hope. I'm not such a massive fan of sriracha, so I made like my own.
Sriracha.
Yes, exactly.
I think sriracha is a bit too sweet for my liking. I'm trying the peanut sauce.
Maybe have sharing bowls and plates, please. So just the chicken by itself is, I think, delicious.
Gorgeous. Yeah, I can understand why it is your most popular starter. It's like cooked to perfection. It's moist, so much flavor, and you can have it with peanut sauce or
not.
Sambal.
Yeah, as you wish.
The salad. Like, to be extremely honest, who's going to eat the salad in front of a laksa? Sorry.
Well, you know, so it's very popular in summer. Yes. And this one, you know, I just like having more vegetables than not for health. So if people want to have more vegetables, they can. And this one is completely not spicy. So charred Hisby cabbage with ginger and spring onion sauce. And so this is my take on a very Malay dish. Ayam masak lemak chili api, but it's usually made with a lot of bird's eye chilies and a lot of coconut milk. But I have, for this one, toned down the bird's eye just a tiny bit so that it's...
everyone can have.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And we've got the sambal if you want spicy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That nasi goreng is incredible.
So this nasi lemak. So nasi lemak is coconut rice. It's fatty rice, rich rice because of the coconut. That's nice,
not
right?
Spicy,
right? But
at the same time, I can imagine a lot of the people I can think of would love this, and maybe not. Sambal will be too hot for it, which is absolutely.
So you know, I like giving people the choice to customize if they want to.
bit of crunch from the peanuts.
And the idea is that with this dish is that little bits of everything, different tastes and textures every mouthful. So mix the
Tamarind.
the shrimp molasses
Shrimp
in.
molasses,
Yes,
sorry, not tamarind. But this already has tamarind.
it does a tiny bit. Yeah, let me build it for you. A neat little mouthful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bit of
perfect.
pineapple, bit of cucumber.
Yeah, and extra
of
chili because you're
chili.
Chetna. There you go. And get more broth after.
That is fishy though.
Yeah,
I love fish.
you yes.
But it is, you have to love fish.
Yes. You try some of the broth. It's just once you've tasted this, it's good you've had this first because that is totally different.
I'm desperate for this one, which is why I left it to the last. Everything was delicious, but I did leave the best to the last.
Oh, good, good. Honestly, it's
Oh
our
my
best-selling
God.
dish. You know, I can never not have this on the menu.
And I know what you're saying, it's hot, but for me it's perfect because
Yes.
I've got a little bit of, but that's what I want when I'm eating hot food.
Yeah.
Oh, that is incredible. Wow. Oh, that is really good.
Good,
Like,
good.
Really, really good. But I must move on to
Then of course you have to try the desserts.
Right, I'm going in with the chocolate and cardamom.
It's not too much.
No, but it's just.
I-
Do I
I-
need this with this? The yogurt?
You can. You don't have to, but it's quite nice. It just sort of balances somehow. Do you know what? I'm so nervous serving these cakes to
No,
you.
please don't. God, it was so good. Not
Because
much
it's just
heavy.
yes, and it's nice and moist. This is my pandan almond cake, and so it's actually the inspiration behind it was a Chinese chiffon cake, but I've made it gluten free, and again a very similar starting point from the chocolate cake with the almond flour, but
Yeah.
it's just really really nice and
that's
moist,
so
and the pandan really comes through. I think I haven't yet found a commercially available pandan essence that I like. It's just not the
Essence
same.
is not the
It's
same.
just not the same. Salted banana
Caramel.
caramel with coconut pudding, and it's just Malaysians, we love our desserts not too sweet and with a savory touch. Yeah.
I thought that was good and that was good, but no, that is. Oh, that's so good.
And it's just none of these desserts are too sweet, not too heavy. The perfect ending to the meal here.
Please come here. This is insane. Wow, that was explosion of flavors, really. Okay, that was incredible. Definitely was the best laksa I've ever had. The food was mind-blowingly delicious. If you are in this area, if you have to travel especially to come and try this food, I cannot recommend sambal shiok any more. The desserts were light, not too sweet. The spicing, the flavoring was spot on. Definitely up high on my list to come back very soon. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I will leave all the details to the restaurant in the description below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you back for another new episode very soon. Bye till then. It's easy to say that your favorite dish from your menu is your
The
classic laksa.
Either the signature laksa or actually I really love the Assam laksa. My dad says it's the best Assam laksa that he's had outside of Malaysia, and that's a
Wow,
very
that's a
rare
compliment.
compliment from an Asian dad. Yeah. So I'm very partial to my Assam laksa. I believe in generosity and
Yeah.
comfort. When you go out to eat, I hate feeling
Hungry after the meal.
right, exactly, like the worst feeling. So I designed the menu really in the beginning for our locals. We're in Highbury, it's a relatively residential area. I wanted our regulars, the locals, to be able to come here as a solo diner, have a bowl of laksa and be happy. But of course, if you're extra hungry or come as a group, we have got beautiful snacks to share. Our best-selling snack is our Malaysian fried chicken. And again, this is very unique to me. You won't find it in Malaysia because it's derived from satay. Here it's sort of it's a misunderstanding. People say satay sauce, like the peanut sauce. But satay in Indonesia and Malaysia is usually proteins cooked on charcoal on stick. That's satay, not the peanut sauce, right? And it's usually made with a traditional marinade with lemongrass, garlic, cumin, coriander, a bit of sugar. And so I've used the concept of satay from my street food origins, my chicken satay burger. But of course, it's quite difficult to do traditional satay inside a restaurant here. But I've converted it into fried chicken. So I marinate chicken thighs with that satay. Yes. So it's so delicious with a dredge with egg wash and then a gram flour spice mix, because I love Indian bade, you know, and so I've used the concept of that to coat the chicken, so it's completely unique and also gluten free, because we have a very strong celiac customer base, because it's quite tricky, I understand, to find gluten-free fried chicken. Ours is excellent, and we also we just have a really great selection of everything to please everyone. We have also nasi lemak, which is another standard bearer Malaysian dish, coconut rice with sambal, egg, peanuts, and deep fried anchovies, which I secretly fly in from Malaysia myself through my network. And so I'm really happy with the menu, and it's just things that I really love to eat and want to showcase true Malaysian food. You know, like I said, we don't use shop bought pastes or sauces. We make everything from scratch here.